Good evening, traders, and welcome to this week's Forex Focus. I hope you've all had a good week in the markets, and sorry we haven't been with you for a few weeks. Nikki and I have been very, very busy putting together everything for the mentoring program that's starting on the 4th of November. So apologies for that. Hopefully you haven't missed us, or hopefully you have missed us. In fact, hopefully you can't live without us, and you've been eagerly anticipating our return, and here we are, ready to talk you through what it is that we're looking at in the markets, in the Forex markets for the week ahead. As always, just a little reminder to make sure that you know that this is for educational purposes only. So none of this is investment advice in any way whatsoever, because we're not regulated or authorized to do such a thing. We're just talking you through what it is that we're looking at and how we're looking to trade our portfolios for the week ahead. You've obviously still got to do your own analysis and all of that kind of good stuff. So this is more an educational type of session rather than saying take this or take that, because we can't actually do that. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump over to the charts and take a look at what could be setting up in the FX markets for the week ahead. So let's start off by talking about the euro. Now, as you know, last week, the European Central Bank came out and basically hinted to the fact that they're going to go for another round of quantitative easing, either sort of in December or at least earlier next year. So they've opened up the floodgates now for the euro to get sold off. So on the back of that, on Thursday of last week, we actually initiated some euro dollar short positions. We'll come to that in the moment. So there wasn't actually a specific setup that we took on that, but just on the back of that news, we felt like the euro was going to get sold at least for the next few weeks in anticipation of another round of quantitative easing. But we've also got opportunities on things like the euro pound and the euro New Zealand, which are also setting up very nicely. So first of all, let's look at the euro pound. So as you can see, the euro pound here has been playing with, on the daily chart, let me zoom in there for you a minute. On the daily chart there, you can see it's been playing around with this resistance level for quite some time. So it's come up to it from March of this year after that massive sell-off. It came up there, printed a high. It then went and broke through that high in May before breaking back down. Had another attempt at it again in June of this year. And then more recently, it's come back to it in August and September. It's kind of been playing around with that level, not really giving us an indication of which way it was going to go. Obviously, with this sort of a downtrend here, you would expect further moves to the downside. But it really wasn't really playing ball. So we're waiting for some sort of a catalyst or momentum in either direction to be able to allow us to get into that trade. And that actually took place last week. So whereas the market looked like it was about to break above this level here, it didn't do that. It closed back below. It's then closed below this resistance line, which has been in place all of this year. It's closed below that level there. We didn't actually get in on this break here, although that would have been a fantastic break. When it closed back below this level, when it broke through this area here at the 0.7327, we didn't get involved in that. Although, as I said, we already do have a euro short position on there anyway. But nevertheless, we can see that the market now has some direction. So on the daily chart, we know that it's moving down. Weekly, it's clearly moving down. So now we're looking for an opportunity to get involved either on the 1 hour chart here, or on the 4 hour chart here if we get some sort of a nice pullback. And obviously from a day trading perspective, for those of you that are looking at the power play and stuff like that, we're also looking at shorts from a day trading perspective as well. The euro New Zealand is quite a good one because we've been expecting the New Zealand dollar to get stronger against some of the pairs anyway. So the fact that we've got such a reason to sell the euro as well just makes this one a much better trade. As you can see, this one isn't quite as pronounced as the euro pound. So the euro pound obviously was trending down, was trending down for a long time. The euro New Zealand doesn't quite have that, but what it does have is a complete reversal of this up move here, which I almost prefer to trade. I prefer to get in when it's really early in the trend reversal, because obviously there's more profit to be had there. There's potentially more of a move there. So what I like about this is the market is now giving us an indication that it's going to break below this 100 moving average here. And when it does break below or above the 100 moving average, particularly if it has fundamentals going with it, you do tend to get quite a bit of a move there. So I'm expecting this break below here to continue for quite some time, potentially into December, January of next year. But I'm not going to necessarily hold it for all of that time. I look to get in and out on the swing. So as it, swings with us, I look to collect money every time it pulls back, sell it again, pulls back, sell it again. So that's sort of what I'm looking to do with this particular pair here. At the moment, in terms of a trade, you're probably looking at a pullback on the 1 hour charts or the 4 hour chart, but we'll see how the markets open up this evening. Okay. Then we have the euro dollar. Now, as I said, we initiated a euro short position on Thursday anyway, which was very, very nice because we managed to wake up on Friday morning and the market was already sort of like 100 pips in our favor. From a technical perspective, there isn't really an opportunity here. Not yet, anyway. It's definitely looking like there will be one. So if you take a look at the weekly chart here, you can see that we've got an overwhelmingly strong trend to the downside. If I then add this in here, we can see the market's broken through this trend line here, completely expecting it to go further down. I really won't be surprised if we hit somewhere towards parity if the other ECB members come out next week with dovish statements, because there's a few of them that are talking next week anyway. So if they continue with that and they continue with the dovish tone in the weeks ahead, if it moves down towards parity, really won't be surprised there. So as I said, yeah, that's what we're looking at from a longer term perspective. From an actual trade entry, I'd be looking for the 4 hour chart to pull back. We've got a very, very nice big downtrend here. Bit of a pullback there would be very nice, somewhere to around the 1.1100. Obviously, that will mean that we give back some of our gains. As I said, we're 100 or so points, or more than that now, after Friday's trading, in the money, which is nice to see. But if the market pulls back a little bit, we'll then add to that position. Because as I said, got quite a lot of confidence in this one here, and I'm expecting some nice moves to the downside. Similar with the Euro New Zealand, as I said, when the market breaks through the 100 moving average and it's got a fundamental driver there, you do tend to see that there is a pronounced move and a nice move. So that's what I'm looking at there. Taking our attention away from the euro for the moment, I'm also looking at the Aussie New Zealand. So the Aussie New Zealand, as you can see here from the weekly perspective, has been trending down. The past few weeks or the past few months, it's kind of gone sideways because it doesn't really know which way to go. And then last week, we got a very nice momentum move beneath. If I just show you here, beneath this level here. So we had this consolidation zone on the weekly chart here all the way from June, July of this year. It's now broken through that level with some momentum, broken to the downside. So definitely interested in initiating a short in that particular trade here. And if the market doesn't gap down when it opens up this evening, I'll probably take one at this sort of area here. So we can see that the 1 hour chart has been moving down. It's pulled back a little bit. It's playing with the 100 moving average. If the market can stick within this area here, I'm going to look to sell beneath this level here, looking for a move to the downside. As I said, like with the euro, there's potentially a lot of pips on the table there. You're looking at sort of 1,000+ pips that you could get, and that's just down towards those lows there, or just under 1,000, sorry, but down towards those lows there. There's a lot of money that you could have there. You just may need to hold it for a couple of weeks in order to realize all of that profit. And then finally, the Aussie dollar. We've spoken about this quite a bit in the past. We believe that the Aussie dollar is going shorter in the long term, and ultimately we've got an opportunity to get involved in that now. So the 1 hour and the 4 hour charts look ugly. The weekly is trading towards the bottom, but what I like here is if I bring up this daily chart, as you can see, the market's moving down. And as you can see, if you've got a strong downtrend there and you've got some fundamentals with you, you can completely expect the market to break from the 100 moving average and give you quite a few pips there, quite a bit of profit. So what we're waiting for here is the market to react to this 100 moving average, which it looks like it's doing so, then to break down beneath this trend line there, at which point we'll be getting in there on the short side with a stop above the highs there. Okay, so that wraps it up for this week's Forex Focus. I hope you've all had you've enjoyed this session here. You've got a lot of value out of it. You can see obviously what we're looking to trade and the reasons behind our trades there, which is probably the most important thing about these sessions here. As I said, we're not authorized or regulated to give investment advice. So the purpose of these videos isn't to say trade this or trade that. Really, it's to talk you through what we're looking at in the markets and why we're looking at that, which hopefully should give you a good idea of how to go about analyzing the markets for yourself. Okay. Apologies again that we haven't had one of these out in a couple of weeks there. As I said, we've really been working on the mentoring program. It's really, really exciting. So for those of you that are signed up in, ready to go there, it's going to be fantastic. It really, really is. Starting on the 4th of November, you guys are going to learn things that you really didn't even know existed before. The approach to the markets is spectacular, and I can't wait to show you all. Really. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching this video here. I hope you found value in it. If you've got any questions, please feel free to post it below the video. We'll try and be a little bit better at answering the comments beneath the videos. I've just found a way on YouTube now, which I probably should have known, but I found a way there to be able to answer the comments in one place as opposed to chase for each video and look, see if there are any comments there. So hopefully I'll be a little bit more efficient at that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a great week in the markets. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share it with any of your friends that you feel would enjoy these videos as well. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching and have a great week in the markets. Good trading.